Hey, this your boy DJ Wolf here. I gotta talk about this right quick. I really gotta talk about this. It's been on my mind for the last really 2 weeks. I'm gonna say something that I kind of want to say but don't really feel. It's kind of hard to explain. You know, I go visit home sometimes, man, and I think about how things was at one time when I lived there, and I think about how things are now when I go visit. It's just different as night and day. When I was about probably 8 or 9 years old, I felt some kind of way about being black. Now, I didn't hate my heritage. I just was confused about the color of my skin and why I was darker than other people. Of course, at this point in my life, I realized why. And that's fine with me. That don't bother me. What bothered me is the fact that because of my skin and because of my heritage as an African American man, growing up in a predominantly African American community, and being raised in a traditional African American family household with both parents, that sometimes I hate the conditions and the mindset of who we are. Now, let me explain about the mindset itself. The mindset where, you know, you have to be twice as better than everybody else. Nothing wrong with that part. But it's a stigma associated with that, like you'll never be good enough no matter how hard you work. You know. Or a stigma like you just like your mama, you just like your dad. It's just that kind of mentality, man, fucks with people, man. And how can I put it? Sometimes I have a hard way of expressing myself because, you know, in black communities, man, you know, they feel you should be seen and not heard. I've dealt with that issue too. And it hurts, man. You can't, you know, articulate the way you need to articulate because you have a set of rules in the community, as you know, when I was growing up, where you can only be seen and not heard necessarily because nobody cared about listening to your opinion as a child. I wanted to hear what was going on in your mind. You know, because I was told one time, hey, I don't have no problem. You know, because I'm a kid. Really? But I think we are supposedly, let's put it like this, we are very emotional people. Part of it is because we never learn how to get along with each other. And I'm talking about as a community. That's facts. I'm not stating anything out of turn. That's just a fact. We don't know how to get along with each other in the community. We really don't. At all. And that's part of the reason right there. We don't know how to get along with each other. You know. That's number one. Number two is just, you know, when you try to do better for yourself, other black people talk about you. And we talk encouragement. And it's a funny thing. We talk encouragement about, oh, you know what? You go ahead, get in the books and get your education, blah blah blah, and get your all this shit. They talk about the same old stuff, but then when you do that stuff, they're shocked that you do it. Number one, because I've had people. I'll tell you about that in a minute. They're shocked that you do it, and number two, when you do what they express that you should be doing for yourself, so you won't be living hand in crumbs. They go around and say, "Oh, you fancy, huh? You think you're better than everybody, huh? Or you forgot where you came from." I heard all that shit, So I had a buddy of mine, man, a long-time friend of mine, who I used to run the streets together with back in the 80s. And he told me one day, he said, asked me what I did for a living. I told him what I did for a living. And the next thing you know, this Negro talking about, "Oh man, come on now, you ain't doing that. You ain't doing that." No, what? Nah, man. Yeah, he did. In other words, he couldn't believe I could be doing better than him by applying myself. And that's kind of a mentality a lot of us as African Americans have lived with. No one can do better than you because I'm the man. I've seen that mentality happen for years and years and years, all the damn time, for the longest time. It's just it's a stigma that other blacks try to put on you when they see that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing out here, and they think that you aren't supposed to do better than them when you out there doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then sit there and instead of them evaluate what they should be doing for themselves, they evaluate how the fuck you did what you did over what they aren't doing and try to dumb you down. I've been in many of those situations. I've been in a number of those situations. People have actually done that. I mean, I try to do that anyway. Including family members. I think that's pretty fucked up. We don't show support that we should for people who do try hard. If anything, you try to bring down people who are trying to do better. I watched this news footage about this young man who would play football right out here in the DMV, right in DC. He played varsity football. Went to college. He came back home one night. He was hanging out with a friend of his. I think he had did some. He actually also aspired to become a rapper, and he wasn't known for being in drugs or anything like that. He was not known for it. Okay, he didn't have any police record at all. So one night, I guess he was sitting in his car with a friend of his, and somebody got in the car and robbed him, and shot him, killed him. Young guy, man. I don't think he was 20. I don't think he was 23. I think around 20. He may have been 23. I said, that's a damn shame, man. That's a goddamn shame. There was a story about a cop. I think I talked to you guys about it. Right out in PG County. Was trying to help this straighten out this domestic situation right in this neighborhood. The guy took his gun and shot him to death. What I'm saying is, we are continually being our own worst enemy. We're looking for handouts and stuff in many cases, but you ain't looking to see what's wrong within your own community, within your own self, because we're too busy out here trying to get fixated with shit that we don't need. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We're fixated on material stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some things that materially that we have to have, but there's other things of materially that we don't have to have. You don't have to have a pair of $300 fucking kicks. You don't have to have a $200 Gucci bag or some shit like that, or how much ever they cost. You don't have to have it. I went to a store one time, Coach. Now, Coach, they had some nice bags for guys as far as travel bags and stuff like that. The bags were $200 just because of the name. The name. That's what you're paying for, the freaking name. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm paying $200 for a name. For anything. Not even Jordans. You know? I've yet to really see a pair of Jordans I really wanted that cost that much anyway. I'm being totally honest. I bought some, $50 Nike, no, $60 Nike, about $60 Nikes the other day, or a couple weeks ago, and they were just comfortable as hell. That's all they needed. I didn't want to wear them for sure. I just want, but even when I was younger, I used to wear something like, look at this bitch right here. He was going to cut me off once. Well, I tell you, and that's what I'm saying. In our community, we've gotten to a point now, like, with things where it's attainable now, and we just grab onto it. Somebody said on a podcast that there was no such thing as black spending power or black buying power. Black buying and buying, spending is the same thing. If you buying, you're spending. If you're spending, you're buying. It's about the difference. No, there is no difference. GTOH. Get the fuck out of here. GTOF, or rather what? No, the GTO, I think it's GTOF. H. Get the fuck out of here. There is such thing, okay? It's reported that I think like every, something about every, let me get off of there. Something to do about every $6 we spend, something like it goes out. An average dollar we spend stays in our community for 6 minutes. That's what it was. So in other words, money that comes in the community don't stay there very long. As fast as it gets there, it goes right back out. And I totally believe that. Wait till tax day comes. Wait till when people get the tax refunds. They're gonna be acting a fool out here. That's when they act a fool the most. And what really shocked me, people be getting $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 back in taxes. Don't make next to nothing. I mean, wow. Okay, I'm glad you're getting it, but what you gonna do with it when you get it? Or you gonna save it? You gonna put it in the bank? You gonna let it grow? You gonna invest it into a small business? What? No. Half of y'all get them taxes back. Y'all gonna party and bullshit. Be gone before you know it. Because y'all don't know how to, you don't bother to go in and do what you told as far as money goes. Now, you can't say, oh, well, I never knew. I don't want to hear that shit. 4 years ago, I had my first bank account. And they encourage kids to start saving money. Taught kids how to go in and, balance books and stuff. And this was when I was in the 5th grade. So don't tell me they don't do it now. I don't want to hear it. And if they don't, you parents should get off your ass and teach your kids how to do that. I just kind of feel like my community, they do dumb shit. I ain't saying that everybody's dumb. Right, but there's some dumb shit that we really do in our community that we should get out of doing dumb shit. Because it's destroying our community, it's destroying our culture. It is. Could we build a Wakanda like they did in the movie? Maybe not with that kind of money like Wakanda, but you can actually be inspired by it. But I want to see how many people will really be inspired by a fantasy or inspired by building a reality when it comes to something like Wakanda. That's another whole story. I just want to know what inspires you. The thing of it is, we have to inspire each other, man. And I personally do believe that. Because the days of being envious of each other, man, it's just plain out old, man. It destroys us, man. It really do. It keeps people away from other people, man. It deters you from wanting to be around your community, around your family, because people they hate so bad on each other. What are you doing? You know, it's just all this drama and hate and bullshit is the reason why I don't do a lot of things anyway. I'm actually fortunate that I'm even back in church and I love singing all of that, but you know, and doing work in the church. But sometimes I question that, especially more or less recently, man, because you know people, you know, in church you got people that feel acting feel some kind of way too. Really do. Hey, there you go. Right behind me like that, asshole. You know, I mean, seriously, they be feeling. You got people that be feeling some kind of way about stuff all the time too. And I'll be like, really? I question that too. I really do. Because, and I've noticed it lately more and more the last month and a half. One of the things I hadn't I got addressed with somebody about is the fact that if you notice when you go to church, there aren't a lot of structural, how can I put it? Well, let me put it like this. It seems like, and I've talked about it with Lance Kerr, who I actually am a big fan of. I've actually posted on the show, and I'm gonna try to call on the show. I actually want to do a show about this because this is a perspective that I have a lot of experience on about how the black church is with certain people. I mean, you know, how the black church is with black men. Put it like that. Because I've noticed it. If you're a married guy, you're not. I mean, and you're kind of like me, in your early to mid 50s, and you and your wife actually, you know, kind of, and because we've been told, you know, people, you know, we admire you guys, you know, we collectively lost weight together, you know. Although we started diets at different times, but I was losing weight before, you know, I started out before she did, and they didn't know that she started losing weight, which is weird because I was losing weight for months on end before she even got there. But that's another whole story. The thing of it is, I noticed there's things about the church where you have people who are jealous of you, and they want to say something about you. But somebody always got something nasty to say. And I ain't gonna lie, maybe it's me, or I expect when I go someplace like a church sanctuary or something, that you guys are all on the same level. You're not. The same people who go to church are the same people you deal with every damn day. Every damn day. You got people who are good, you got people who are bad, you got people in there just downright fucked up. And that's the truth. And I'm not gonna lie about it. That's the truth. And then you got the church itself, especially the black church. I don't know if it's me, but I do think that the church caters more towards the black women than they do men. I do. You know, there's a couple things that the guys do every year, but the women seem to. I don't know. It just seemed to be because I've talked to a pastor about it one time. And to me, they demolishing that. They embellishing that a lot. You know, they do. They really do. Come on, dude, what the fuck you doing? Stupid ass shit. These people out here being driving like they ain't got no damn sense out here, man. They really do. They need to teeter-totter right in between the lanes and everything. People playing games with the road. But yeah, I really do believe personally that, and it's been kind of, and there's some churches where about 8% of the congregation is women, but they embellishing that, man. One of the things I noticed, Stupid ass people driving out here in the morning. One of the things I know is about, another thing I know about the black church, especially when I hear pastors talking, if you go to a black church on Father's Day, because I've seen it, they don't talk a lot about Father's Day much. They'll do a Mother's Day speech, they'll go all out. I mean, all out. Nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with that. And then we'll praise the mamas all day. I've seen them do it. They don't have a whole lot to say about Father's Day. They don't. The pastor doesn't get, they don't give the same speech about fathers. I'm talking about, it's not going to be exactly the same, but I'm talking about in terms of the same praise for real fathers like they do for real mothers. Let's put it like that. They don't. And matter of fact, I don't ever recall them actually doing a real valid Father's Day speech about fathers. Not in the last couple years I've been going back to church. I don't recall that. One other thing they don't do a lot of too much, they don't criticize women too much in black churches. I've noticed that. They do not mess with their base. The base of the black church is predominantly women anyway. And I'm going to say it because it's fact. But I also know it's another critique. If you're a black man and you're about the business of doing things with members in the church sometimes, they're going to try to find some reason to talk about you, especially if you're somebody that people admire, and somebody going to try to find a reason to just try to, throw you in the bus. So what I'm saying is, it doesn't just affect the regular community; it affects the church too. You and our black people church. I dropped out of church about 30 years ago because of stuff like that. Stupid shit, man. Excuse my French, man, for real. But it involved a family member. No, not in that nature. If you think, it had nothing to do with sex, but it was some other issues that was happening, man. And it discouraged me from going at all. I'm back in that feeling again. But all right, guys. Well, that's all I got to say about it. I'm gonna do a part 2 about it. I'm actually going to do I'm going to do a special podcast to talk about the slave mentality in terms of modern day Black America, because I got a lot on my mind about it. I just haven't got started. I haven't scratched the surface yet about it. So, guys, this is DJ Wolf, and I'm out.